Greetings and welcome to an all-you-can-geek movie cast. Tonight we are Sans Jim, so I'm filling in for him, your host Corey Feinsod, and joining me tonight is Tony Korkanakis
Yo, yo, yo.
and Mike Sneedy.
Always demoted with no gym.
It seems that way.
Demoted. I didn't know there was a
I don't know.
hierarchy
I
to
just I
this.
go in like
I don't know.
it's whatever
You
rolls
guys
off the
act
tongue.
you act like there is. You get so worried about it when it's not him. So everyone else goes first. It's all right. Demoted. It's okay.
Okay.
Well, we just mix it up when he's not here. But either way, Jim is not here, so what have
No.
we all been up to watching wise? Mike, why don't you start us off since you feel like you're getting demoted? Let's hear it.
Yeah. I watched one more episode of the what's it? Tales of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. But it's
Mm,
still torture on Paramount Plus. It's like old school commercial lengths. It's pissing me off. So I've got to the one with Raphael. So three-ish episodes in. We'll see where they go with this. I hope there's more to this season than just the four of them having individual episodes and then like a finale. I'm not sure. I think there's more to it than that, but
How
it's
many
okay.
episodes are there?
I can count. I think there's a. I think I saw maybe 10, so then it wouldn't be that, but I'm not sure.
what?
Uh,
This is on Paramount. You said?
yes, yeah. This is the spin-off
Mm.
from the
Oh, the
Seth Rogen
movie.
movie. Yeah, this is done with more traditional animation though. I kind of prefer this animation to the movie's animation, but I know lots of people would disagree with me. But no, it's all right. Um, Other than that, I can't think of anything new I've watched, so that's it.
All right, Tony.
Nothing like new, but after the Hobbit trilogy,
Mm-hmm.
have to go and watch Lord of the Rings
Oh
trilogy,
yeah,
right?
gotta whew,
Yeah,
wanna get the good stuff, man.
exactly. Yeah. So the past week went through all of them, extended edition, which
Mm.
I'm less familiar with the extended edition. I think like I saw them once each or something like
I
that.
mean, it is
it
tough. Like
it
what,
is
like 4 hours? I
yeah,
mean,
it's a commitment. But watching through them again, I was like, oh, I don't remember a lot of this. Because I think it's like an hour extra each. I think the last one actually had like an hour and a half extra or something like that. But
yeah.
they're fantastic, and like honestly, I don't know about perfect movies, but they're as close to perfection as you can get in my mind. I mean,
The thing that's amazing is that they took a book that people said could not be adapted
yeah,
to a like film or something, and then they did it, and they made it like they honored it pretty well.
yeah,
They
yeah,
made a really good movie from a book that obviously has a lot more going on in it, but they made a great movie. The visuals still hold up.
oh
Like
yeah,
it is
yeah.
crazy how well it holds up because it's all like practical. So like it's not that weird CG transitions and things like that, and the CG they do use fits really well. Yeah, it's very impressive what they've done with those films, and I definitely would go back and watch them here and there. I've watched Return of the King a couple times because it's just epic at the end.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. So those were nice and comforting, and just because Rings of Power season 2 is coming out, kind
Mm.
of slide that in
I got
because
that Netflix thing coming up too, right? Or is it like
yeah. Oh no, no, that's not Netflix. That's
was it?
in
I just
theaters, theatrical
oh,
release.
it's the oh, is it? Okay,
Yes. So
that's
it's an
cool.
anime movie about I think it's a couple hundred years before the Lord of the
Hmm.
Rings trilogy. So that looks pretty good. So
Yeah,
I
I
might go
see
see that.
animation like Netflix just comes to mind nowadays. It's like oh, it's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've not been up to too much. What have I? I did not watch any movies in the theater this week, so I broke my streak, unfortunately.
Oh.
But because what was
So
funny is my son did want to go. He's like, "Oh, we should go see Borderlands." I was like, "Let me just see if there's like a really early matinee, because if you want, like, it's an event thing, and it's already gone. It's done. It's
Yeah.
it's not. It was like
No.
2 weeks in the theater. It's done. It's like, yeah, we have no room for a movie that's not gonna make us any money, so yeah,
Yeah.
we're out. So I was like, oh,
Thank
I didn't
God,
say
right?
anything. I was like,
Thank God. You're like, yes, I don't
I was
want to
like,
sit through
oh,
this.
I'm sorry, but it's not in the theater. We'll have to wait till the weekend when it comes out on digital. 'Cause, I mean, that is the other thing is it's coming this weekend, which is 2 weeks after, less than a month,
So you're gonna
like
buy
three
it,
weeks,
right?
2 weeks. Of course. Maybe get the steel box. If I get the steel box for like $10, the claptrap one, I'd probably do that. But I
Where
don't
do
know
you
if they
even
do
get?
that
Like, is
anymore.
it just online now that you have to get the steel books? Because like
Yeah,
Best
I know
Buy
that they
doesn't
had.
carry the movies physically anymore
Yeah,
in
that's
store.
crazy. That's what's disappointing because you used to be able to just get that for like $10, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't even have to get the movie. But I don't know. I'm not gonna spend like $30 for it though. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, that's basically. I did watch a couple Korean dramas on Netflix, but nothing too crazy. So, all right, let's get into some movie news, guys. Oh, wait, well, box office. Do we want to mention the box office? I guess because we do that.
Wasn't
We
Um,
do.
wasn't Deadpool #1 again?
I
I
think
think
yeah, I think Deadpool and Wolverine came back to #1
that
because
is
everyone else
amazing.
failed.
Yeah, Deadpool, Wolverine still holding strong. Alien Romulus #2, which did pretty well. Its second week here. It had a 61% drop off, but it did 16 million, and then it ends with us. So we got the power couple still in the top five. It was 11 million, and
Deadpool crossed 600 million right now domestically.
then let's find out.
I think it's 1.2 now, internationally or worldwide, global, whatever you want to call it.
Maybe I'm not seeing it here right now. Oh, it says domestic gross is 578,
Okay, so it'll hit there
579.
another
Yeah, it's
another
definitely gonna
weekend.
get there. What's crazy is uh, Inside Out is at almost 650 domestic.
I think it's the number
That's
one animated movie of all time now, which is insane to think
that
about.
is
Like,
amazing. I mean, it's a fantastic film, but like
yeah,
I'm shocked like at how well it's been like sustaining. It's just keeps going. It just doesn't
yeah.
it
Like the
doesn't
first
stop.
one did well, but I didn't think it was like this.
No, not like this though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
No,
that's
no.
crazy.
You know, I mean, this like again, highest grossing animated film of all time, probably. Like you said, Tony.
Yeah,
I can't fact check that, but I'm assuming it sounds right based off of the fact that it's at 1.6 and a half. Like it's done $1 billion internationally by
yeah,
itself, and then it's done 650 essentially in
yeah.
domestic. That's amazing. All
Good
right,
good for
that's
them.
yeah,
They needed to win
that mean
after
we're going to
years.
get more Inside Out is what that means.
Oh, 100%.
Riley's story in the tween years now, whatever it is.
Yeah, that's what be through high school.
Yep, those puberty emotions
Mm.
in full force. All right. Anyways, let's get into some movie news, guys. We had some interesting stuff. Speaking of streaming services before, like I always think Netflix whenever I hear something coming out. Chick-fil-A restaurant, uh, not anything to do with streaming. They're putting out a streaming service. Is
I
it gonna be like their Mormon
Will it shut
gospel
down?
stuff?
Will it be shut down every Sunday?
I
Will it
would
not work
assume no.
on Sundays?
It's that is the weirdest thing I've seen in a long time. So they plan on a streaming service for like as a reality TV comes home to roast is the roost. Sorry, is the title of this article from Deadline. And I didn't even go through it. I was like, I'm just shocked by what. Why would they try to get into this streaming um, field here when all we're seeing is these companies failing and merging with each other?
Everything seems better when you're in food service.
I,
Every other industry
I kind
seems
of
better.
I kind of wonder if they're like, yeah, we like if we came up with our own shows and movies, we can advertise Chick-fil-A inside of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And drive more sales to Chick-fil-A restaurants, right? Not so subliminal advertising.
Yeah. I mean, it's all basically reality TV also, so it's going to be a lot cheaper to produce these shows.
What is it gonna like? Is
Looks
it
like people behind
Chick-fil-A
the
based
wall,
content?
and it seems like it's going to be like game show stuff and half-hour type unscripted television.
It'd be
So
cool if it was
Chase.
actually like game show. Like I don't does Game Show Network even around anymore?
No.
Ron.
Well, maybe some obscure thing, but it's not going to be
No, it's
exclusively game shows, but it's just going to be
No, that's
like,
fine. Like if they had a good portion of game shows, because like
hmm
those are always easy to watch
yeah.
in my opinion, right? You know.
oh
No,
yeah, yeah,
there's
there's some fun
o-
ones.
on the free Roku channels. There's like multiple. There's like Buzzer.
Hmm.
There's Game Show Network, like stuff like that. But yeah,
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, I'm curious to see what they offer, but I don't expect, you know,
I don't
anything
expect
special.
anything.
Yeah,
We'll see if it
can't
even
really
gets
expect
to like
anything.
release. It just seems like this is some executive's idea of like, yeah, this is four-dimensional advertising. It's like,
Hmm.
what? Okay, sure.
And again, going more streaming news here because Disney Plus Vision series is coming at some point, and James Spader is returning. Now, if you didn't know, James Spader was the voice of Ultron in the Age of Ultron, and so he's going to be reprising the role as the Ultron character. And what does that mean? Does that mean this is going to be like a different version of Ultron? We're thinking.
You know, the thing about Ultron is because I classify him, even though I know he's a Ant-Man enemy, I view him as an Avengers villain
Yeah.
more so. And I remember because this is in the earlier days of the MCU where we're like, oh, you know, they have these great villains and they just kind of kill them off after one movie, right? Where it's like, okay, they're just going
Mhm.
through them. But I thought Sater as Ultron was fantastic, like just really great. And Ultron's like just an imposing threat on its own. So I was kind of sad when they, you know, killed him off. But it's funny because after this, I was like, let me watch the end of that movie again, right? Because one of the final scenes is Vision hunting down the last Ultron body, and he even
Mhm.
says like, "Oh, you're the last one, and that's why you're afraid," or something like that, right? And then he goes something like, "You know, why do you side with them? They're doomed." And he's like, "Yes, but you know, that's that's life and stuff like that." And then there's like a wide shot, and you see him like Ultron jump at him, and there's an explosion, and you just assume that he's
No
killed.
body, no
But
death.
right, that's it. There's no body, so like I could see Vision being like, you know what? Let me just take the AI and store it away for a rainy day. You
Right.
never know, right? Like,
No, definitely. Because like again, I think he also had like, that feeling of like this is sad that we're going to destroy this thing.
and that's his
That I
dad,
was,
basically. You know.
yeah, I was gonna say that it's kind of a part of him in a way, and so it could be interesting what they do here because what does this mean for the future of the character in the MCU?
Mm-hmm.
And if they're bringing him into this, I'm assuming this is White Vision also. So now
Yeah.
we're going even further beyond like, oh, I'm a part of this other thing that's been a part of this other thing. And so now does this White Vision have any like, hey, do I really care about these humans as much as the
Yeah.
other Vision? Like, do I maybe I
so
bring back Ultron to make more the AI side of things
Mm-hmm.
prominent
it's
in
a
the world. So
goddamn fleet of ships of Theseus.
yeah, you know. So yeah, that's it'll be interesting. We don't really know, like I said, don't know when this is coming, but
I just hope it ties
apparently,
into something greater. Like, obviously, we're set for the next two Avengers movies, but like, if they just use him for the TV show again, I'd be like, that's disappointing, right? Like,
hmm
because I think Ultron's a worthy villain, right? He's up there with Thanos and Doom. Like,
yeah. No, I mean he's got some. He's pretty strong, and there's some great stories to be told with him, and could see him coming into play as a big character, or at least an interesting one in the future. So. Plus, yeah, with all the Doom bots and stuff, you can have
mm-hmm.
the Ultron
Armies of Doom
Doombot
bots
army.
versus armies of Ultron bots. Yeah,
Yeah.
just like a
So,
video
but
game.
yeah. So that's coming soon as well as something coming back again. It looks like Ted Lasso is returning, which I don't think any of us doubted. We just didn't know how it was going to be coming back. And it looks like most of the cast, including the main actor, Jason Sudeikis, thank you. Um,
I was
he's coming
about to
back as
say.
Ted Lasso. So that is super exciting for me. I love this. This show it came at a time in my life that was very meaningful and powerful, and the fact that it's such a empowering and like uplifting and hopeful show, even though there are such like heavy
Yeah.
tones and themes, it just it really helps you pull through those like moments and like says like, hey, we're all flawed, but there are things that are good in your life and that things to be excited for, and there's always something to look forward to, and it's always something to be optimistic about, even when things aren't looking so great. So seeing this is really exciting. I'm a little worried about where it goes because again he had some ideas for the show and then he felt like it was done, and when that usually happens it ended on a high note. High note. We want more, but do we really want more? We are gonna get an
Yeah,
office thing here.
and that's kind of where I'm conflicted a little because, like you, I'm excited because that show was so good. But at the same time, like that's my philosophy is like I'd rather have something go out on the high and me wanting more than kind of like I was mentioning a couple weeks ago with like Cobra Kai with like The Boys,
Mm-hmm.
where I'm just like you're kind of just spinning your wheels at this point, and it just feels like we're maintaining like the status quo and whatnot, and it's just like
Yeah.
there's only so much before I'm like okay, I'm kind of bored. And to me, it'd be worse if it comes back and then it's not as good or like not good at all. Like if it's not good at all,
Mm-hmm.
I'd be like upset. I'd be like, why did you
That
even do
well, that
this?
will
Right?
tarnish like the series,
Right.
like, right? So
Exactly.
it
Right.
makes it the series worse going back, even though it stands on its own thing. But when you have a bad season, it's like, oh, we're bringing stuff back, and it's like it makes it look worse. Like
Yep.
Incredibles, like Incredibles 2, I think of this movie, I was like, kind of made the first one not as good, in my opinion.
No,
Just
you're
because what
absolutely
we didn't,
right.
if it just stood on its own, that was a great film. But now I bring in this other thing in, and it came so late, and we also have news of an actor not, what was that? Uh,
Jamie Tartt's actor.
Jamie Tartt's actor. It sounds like there's scheduling conflicts, and to me, this show, like if you're, he was one of the main focuses of
Mm-hmm.
that, like becoming a better person
Oh
and
yeah, one
seeing
hundred
that
percent. Yeah.
story arc of a character who is so self-centered and then seeing how that affected other people in his life and then affected his life and the way that he made changes and just seeing that and like that's the story I would love to see explored in the future. But if he's not there, that just makes it less exciting to
Right.
see.
And to me, like that kind of felt like the natural progression point because back when the show ended, we were like, oh, they kind of left it open for that spin-off show or something like that. I think with the
Right.
girls team or something like that. But I would have enjoyed seeing him like be like the humble star player again, or maybe him transitioning to being like the coach and stuff like that,
Right.
or backup
Well, I
coach
mean,
or
it
whatnot.
says, yeah, like you said, it's the progression. Like you saw Roy Kent becoming that
Mm-hmm.
progression, and then seeing him become that mentor figure for like maybe another hothead or something
Yeah,
like that would be interesting. So yeah, I don't know. Well, I'm hopeful and like
yeah,
excited to see what they do because what they've done so far has been so good, and um, it and we're getting the creative team that's behind it back for the most part. So. I can't say anything bad about it yet, but it is a little nervous.
yeah.
I'm a little
Nervous.
nervous about
Kind
that.
of makes me wonder if part of this is just related to what we talked about like maybe a month or so ago, where Apple was cutting budgets on a lot of like just like all the other streaming,
Mm.
most of the streaming services are doing, where they're pulling money back because it's like oh this is really expensive and we're not seeing the returns as quickly as we want, right? Because most of them can't afford to do a decade of well, I mean, they can afford it, right? Apple can afford fucking anything they want, but they don't
Yeah.
want to sink money into their Apple Plus TV or Apple TV Plus for a decade before they see returns
A
on
return,
investment,
yeah.
right? I wonder if this is motivated because, like, to me, this is like the only like real star hit of the service. Like, we can talk about other ones being good
Mm.
and
Yeah.
critically received well, but I think this is the only one that was like critically and commercially successful for
No,
the
I
series and
just
stuff like
don't
that.
just yeah, definitely for sure.
So
Um,
fingers crossed.
Mike, have
Fingers
you
crossed.
seen this show at all yet? I think
God,
Ashley would really
I
like
want.
it.
Yeah, she would like it.
I,
It's
which
one of those.
how much is it really? It's not really about the sports too much.
I mean, it's the sports. I think it gives you appreciation of the sport, but the show is about the characters and their struggles. They all have their own kind of demons that they're facing, and the sport is used as a
Yeah.
platform
Yeah,
to kind of
storyline for the
express them.
platform or
Yeah.
storyline platform.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know. I mean, none of us have had Apple ever, so
Hmm.
um,
Apple TV
I mean, you
Plus,
can
that
get it
is.
outside of Apple now. I think, right? I think they sell it or whatever, or
Yeah.
maybe you can get it. I don't know. I think it's worth seeking out,
Yeah.
regardless,
But
for
yeah,
sure.
it's like an 80-20 split if I had to guess. Like 80% outside the game stuff, and then 20% it's like, oh, this episode is dedicated to this because so and so did X on the field or Y thing happened.
Right.
It's like, okay.
All right. And then we also had the first official trailer for Sonic 3, which we know is coming. And I still clearly remember my kids like when we saw Sonic 2 in the theater, I was like, oh, when can we see Sonic 3? Well, we're gonna get to see it this December, and we see a trailer. And the trailer looks good, and we get to hear Shadow talk, which is voiced by Keanu Reeves, and we have a character back that I didn't think was coming back. Was that known? I don't
Yeah, I thought.
know if that was known.
Yeah, no, we talked about that on here
I don't
that
remember.
Well, it's
Jim
because Jim
Carrey
Carrey
was
keeps flip.
breaking his rule.
Yeah.
Oh, right. So Jim Carrey does show up in this trailer. Do you see it, Mike?
Yes, I did.
What'd you think?
It's all right. I mean, that's my general feeling on the cinematic Sonic in general. It's all right, and
Hmm.
it looks like it'll be more all right. They are gonna. It looks like they might lean into some of the more melodramatic aspects
Oh,
of
1
Sonic
million
Adventure
percent. If they don't,
2
I'd be very disappointed.
storyline.
I'd be very disappointed.
Although I don't know how much they will because Sonic is still like super jokey in this trailer.
No,
Like,
it doesn't matter. Like we might not see like the graphic
anything can
aspect,
happen.
but the backstory is there. We saw glimpses there.
Yeah, we saw Gerald Robotnik, who is pretty, so pretty. It's funny in the context of the whole like storyline of Sonic, and that. But him showing up just means we're gonna get the silly melodrama of Shadow's origin. I think.
There's only one way to do it, and that's fine. It was funny though, like hearing Keanu's voice as Shadow the Hedgehog.
He
I
was
started
just
thinking.
being Keanu.
I was like, I can live with this, right? Because if you think about it, Shadow the Hedgehog being voiced by Keanu Reeves, it's kind of just John Wick.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
just John Wick.
actually.
I was like, oh, if I look at it from that perspective, I'm excited to see this, right? Because it's like, oh, okay, revenge story, right? Who doesn't like good revenge story? So we'll see.
No, it's the trailer I thought was pretty amazing. I was like, this movie looks way better than I had any expectation for. I was like, wow, this is much like from where they came from with Sonic
Yeah.
and where they are now with Sonic. I was like, I'm very
Oh yeah, I
impressed
mean,
with what
remember
they've
that
done.
first reveal with the ugly Sonic,
rat,
the
of course.
yeah, stuff like that. Like, I
Oh,
mean,
we
that's
got Ugly Sonic as a cameo.
yeah, in that one Chipmunk movie, yeah, the Rescue Rangers. But yeah, I mean, I think it looked pretty good. I'm kind of with Mike. Like, it's like, all right, I'll watch it. But like, it's I'm crazy for it. I just hope that this one has less of that human like side plot. Because like that was the worst part for me in Sonic 2, where it's like they're not even like around, right? It's just they're on some island, and it constantly like goes back to them. I'm like, this is not fun or interesting to me. Yeah, it's like it's weird. So I hope it was that.
Unfortunately, I don't think that's going away.
Nah, yeah,
anyway,
it's budget,
anytime.
right? It's expensive to do CGI.
I do think there might be a bit less of it because Cyclops, what's his name, James Marsden, is in got a little bit of negative press when that Quiet on the Set thing came out because he was named as one of the people who vouched for a pedophile,
I missed
in a
that.
court document. Yeah, so they might not go too hard with him, or they might even do reshoots or something to
Oh man,
minimize
who did he
his
go
role
for?
a little bit.
Who did he go to bat for?
He vouched for the guy who abused Drake Bell.
Oh wow, I totally missed on that. Yikes!
He signed his name amongst others. There's other.
Oh wait, was this the one where what was it the couple from that '70s show also like that? Oh no, that's for the other guy from. No, that was they vouched for their co-star.
That's the whole set. Yeah.
Ugh, too much abuse in Hollywood. Gross.
Yeah,
it's. I mean,
you don't know what's going on behind the scenes. Unfortunately, it's pretty seedy situations.
I do wonder if they'll try to, because he was in this trailer for just a little.
Just a second.
He was
yeah.
there.
Yeah. Yeah.
You see his face for like a second, you hear his voice more, but uh, maybe they'll minimize his role a little going forward.
Yeah, I'm definitely excited for. I think, 'cause, I mean, I have my kids, and I think this is right up that age group's alley for something really fun and exciting. As as the kids get older, they want to see something a little bit more, not necessarily mature, but as the movie's maturing a little bit
Right,
as well.
right.
I think,
Mature with them, right? Grow up a
yeah,
little bit.
exactly.
Like I don't
And so,
expect to see like headshots and blood and stuff like that, but like
yeah.
the material that the Shadow had the storyline can do is probably age appropriate now for people that kids that like
Exactly.
stuff like that.
That's what's nice about it. So that's cool, and it's cool to see to hear Keanu Reeves as Shadow and Idris Elba as Knuckles coming back together from Cyberpunk
Yeah,
days there. That's pretty funny.
still
Yeah.
don't like
It's
Idris.
December, right? December,
Yeah,
like
December.
Yeah,
week of Christmas, I think.
I think it's like the 20th or
Yeah, yeah,
something
a couple days before.
yeah.
around there.
Well, I think it'll
But
do
yeah,
well.
Boy,
it's
Do
definitely
you guys want
it'll
to
be good.
do we think it can hit 1 billion?
Oh, geez, Sonic?
no, I don't think so.
There's no way it hits 1 billion. Like Inside Out is the outlier here. There's no way it hits 1 billion.
Oh, I'm seeing what the
What Sonic 2 did?
yeah.
Like
It hit 405 domestic.
Sonic 2?
Yeah.
What year did that come out?
Oh no, I'm sorry. That fucking
That There's no
people
way.
fucking Google AI was shit. Domestic it was 190, international it was 214, so 405 global. But I think this is pandemic.
2022. That was right after
No,
COVID's.
that's
So
the first one was the pandemic. The second one was
Oh,
a little after.
yeah. I mean, 2022. I wouldn't say it was like
Still a little shady. And the
yeah.
theaters were
The
still
theaters
trying
were
to figure
right.
out
Theaters
what
coming
was
back.
going
So
on.
yeah, I don't think it had 1 billion, but maybe 600 worldwide. I think it's possible.
Yeah, I think like, Shadow's a cool character.
Is he?
I think that
Who'd you pull for that one?
he's
Keanu Reeves is
cool.
playing him.
Okay, well, Keanu Reeves is cool. I'll give you that. Right by the transitive property. Okay, yes, I can agree with that.
Um, yeah, we'll see. It's nice that it's every 2 years that they've come
No,
out.
that's a great cadence. You know.
Yeah,
Um,
so that's cool. I think you're about right. 600 seems fair. I could see it doing like maybe 300 domestic and
and it
then maybe
and
400 at the most.
I don't
But
I don't recall, but um, if there was a game coming out for Sonic 2's movie release, Mike, I want to say that you said there wasn't, which was a baffle to you back then. I could be wrong on that, but they do have that Sonic X Shadow Generations game coming out or something to help
Yeah,
kind of
doing that now.
tie in.
you
So I
really
think that might
want
help.
to,
Yeah, you
with
want that
this type
crossover
of thing.
synergy. Yeah,
Hmm.
absolutely, absolutely.
I'm trying to think
Yeah.
about 2020. Was Frontiers was near then. Maybe not exactly right, but Frontiers had to be what about a
I thought it was
was
2 years
Frontiers
old.
2023?
Frontiers
You really
was
want to play it?
actually 2022,
Okay,
so it was the same
So it
year.
was the same year.
I think it was later
Okay.
on though.
Later, yeah, it
Well, yeah,
was.
yeah, later in the year.
And I think it was probably the wrong because like that was more of a I don't know. I want to say like experimental title for Sonic because like it seems
Mm.
like they flip flop on not flip flop but like go back and forth between like hey this is traditional either 2D or Sonic or 3D Sonic and like hey this is kind of like Sonic doing a new thing right because they always say that like oh we want to test we want to push Sonic's definition and stuff like that but like I don't think like you played as like Knuckles or Tails or anything in that right like
You do with a way later DLC
okay
update that
oh well
I
okay
haven't
yeah
played yet.
yeah so it's like if they had come out last year because that whatever that Sonic game last year that came out that was more traditional
Hmm.
that probably I think
Superstars.
Superstars that probably would have helped but
Yeah. But yeah, so that's basically all the news we have for the movie cast, guys. Remember, you can catch
Oh
our
no,
streams.
we got our Gambit teaser here.
Oh,
I don't think it's a teaser of anything
no, I mean that was playing in the background of the
the
um
TVA
yeah, the stinger thing at the end, the after credits thing. But yeah, I mean it's all basically they released the Gambit footage that was playing in the background of the Stinger Deadpool movie. And it just shows Gambit walking around the camp that he was.
Everyone else is dead, and
Yeah. Did anybody really think he was like dead? I think I assumed he was coming back at some point.
I think we were supposed to assume everyone of them was
Yeah.
dead until they magically got.
Well, once they brought Lara back, I figured they all came back.
Yeah, but I mean, she can heal.
Somebody told me that. Somebody told me that either Blade or Gambit was at the party at the end. But like I was out once and I was like, I don't remember them.
No,
I don't think so.
Hallucinating.
Yeah.
Gambit was definitely not there. Blade.
They really want to make this happen. It's interesting.
Well, it's the thing. It's a good story, but I don't know if it'd make a great film. I will say, what's hilarious is the Jets. They have a really great media team, and they do like filming and stuff. And the one like they had a guy mic'd up, and he's like, "Oh, did you see the Deadpool and Wolverine movie?" to his teammate, and he's like, "No, I didn't see it." He's like, "Oh, this one scene of Channing Tatum." He says, "Oh, I'm gonna make a name out of it, like make a name for myself here or whatever." And so he just says that the entire. So he keeps saying that the entire day. He's like, "I'm gonna say this all the time now." That was pretty funny. Yeah, but I don't know if it might get old.
Yeah, I'm glad Channing Tatum got his, what he deserved, right? That dream role of his, but like he'd have to work really hard to overcome like I view this Gambit as more jokey than serious, which is fine for Deadpool and Wolverine, right? But like I want a more grounded take on Gambit personally, especially after
see him popping up in like Secret Wars.
No, absolutely, that's fine. But like when we get to the X-Men proper, like I want a more serious version because like you look at X-Men '97, right? And like I feel like that one episode really turned people's opinions around on.
Oh, it's the year of Gambit.
Yeah, absolutely, year of Gambit. So.
Yeah, he's getting all the love this year.
It is interesting. I don't know. Even if he was being more serious, I don't know how you do a solo movie with him so much. Like he always seems as part of an ensemble because he's his thing, and his thing is his thing, but it's just a lot of just that.
Yeah, and I think he works well in that capacity because like. I mean, I remember having the comic, like, I think there was a Gambit comic when I was in the 90s, because everybody had their fucking comic in the 90s if you're an X-Man. But, like, it plays differently because, like, you either have to go back to, like, the, was it the Rogue Guild or the Rogue...
Thieves Guild?
Yeah, the Thieves Guild or something like that. And those characters just, to me at least, aren't as interesting as the X-Men, obviously, because, I mean, who could be? But this is, like, I don't care about any of this. Like, I just... Like it's good for an origin story.
For
exactly.
an episode,
Background.
and then just move on.
Right?
Half hour, we're good. But no, I agree. I think his shtick, Channing Tatum's shtick at least, I think would get old a little fast. This version of Gambit, unfortunately, but would love to see more in an ensemble as well. All right, guys. Yeah, so that should do it for us on the Moviecast. Like I said, catch our streams on Twitch at 8 o'clock Tuesdays. Join the conversation. You can chat with us and follow us on YouTube. And I don't know, we on Twitter? I guess kind of Twitter, but not really. Follow us on YouTube. All our content's there. Like it, Facebook,
Subscribe,
all
comment,
those things.
Everything. Do it. Please
do it all. Help us out. That helps us out.
We got a decent group of YouTube comments last time. So
keep it up. Let's break that record.
Awesome. All right, guys. Have a good night. We're out.